bring up Von Tonquinlivan as our first speaker.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rose. Is my microphone on? Okay, great. So I'm Von Tonquinlivan. I'm so delighted to be here with all of you. And I want to thank Rick Hodges. Thank you for inviting me. I want to give a call out to Jeff Williamson, who is the Sector Navigator and Statewide Director for the Global Trade and Logistics sector of ours, and all the Deputy Sector Navigators that have come together to put on this activity. And then I did see in the room that there's a handful of you who are Twitter followers, right? Okay, I can do many things, but I cannot get 20 more followers so that I can break the next threshold. So you gotta go find me. So I'm at Workforce Von, Workforce V-A-N, Von. So find me and tweet something about this great event. So thank you. I also want to acknowledge all the industry partners and other partners who are here in this room and joining with us on this journey. I'm going to say a lot of things today, but yet in all of that, I'm only saying one thing. And I hope that it is the message that you're hearing and being echoed throughout today. And that message is that it's very important that our students build skills that employers want. It's very important that our students build skills that employers want. You know, this past weekend, I had a friend visit me from the East Coast. We were in the same executive development program together. And she told me the story of her own son. She had supported him through a very good bachelor's program and then sent him over to London for Oxford in a master's program, where he had the privilege of studying Greek literature. And then he really struggled after that to find a job, and then she had to put him into a coding boot camp at $12,000 in order for him to land a good job. Now, you should study what you enjoy, but also consider that you could also, at the same time, build skills that employers want. So he could have chosen to do his emphasis in Greek study and minor in computer programming. He could have earned a project management certificate while doing that course of study. And then if you take a look in the field of global trade and logistics and supply chain in digital e-commerce, here on this page of your brochure, you'll see all the certificates and degrees and industry valued credentials across the 7 colleges that are focused in this area, like Logistics and Supply Chain Management Certificate of Achievement, or Logistics Material Handling Certificates. There's so many options available to us. So I do want to give a call out to these 7 community colleges for putting an emphasis in this particular sector that's so important to California's economy. So the students here in this room, it is wonderful that you are here with us. The opportunity to explore your career options early and often is very important. You know, you never would buy a car. How many of you have a car? How many students have a car? All right. All right, I don't know if it's a hand-me-down car, but when you buy your first car with that paycheck, you would never buy that car without doing some research, right? You would never buy that car without talking to others or even getting online. So do the same when it comes to career exploration and career planning. And I do want to mention to you a tool that the community colleges rolled out. It's called Salary Surfer. So check out Salary Surfer online. And what it does is it tells you one factor amongst many that you should consider, which is the earning power of some of these certificates and degrees. And it shows you what our students across all 113 colleges, across all the programs and certificates, what they earn 2 years before they finish, 2 years and 5 years after they finish. And so you can make decisions in terms of, a better decision in terms of field of studies. It's just one variable amongst many that you should consider. So don't forget Salary Surfer. Now all the college administrators in this room, and faculty in this room. How many do we have? Good, good, good. So, you know, I think the message was clear from the prior speakers, but we do need to continue to challenge ourselves to evaluate whether our students are coming out with the skills needed by employers. We've talked earlier about industry value credentials. To what extent can we embed them into our curriculum? And that we're reflecting the technical competencies that industry is needed. And you are also hopefully aware of a number of programs that we're putting out to support you in this journey. The first half of this year, we are highly focused on a new set of tools to help you evaluate your programs called CTE Data Unlocked. So throughout the first 6 months of this year, there are teams from every campus coming together, learning to use a set of data tools so that you know how your students are doing once they have left the program, but also to be able to see, for example, if in an area your program is producing administration of justice graduates, if there's 200 coming from one college and the next college is producing 200 and the third college is producing 200, well, how many job openings are there compared to the number of students? And then that helps us recalibrate at a regional level our supply and demand. So do we need more graduates in the area of supply chain and logistics, for example, as compared to, or are we oversupplying? So it's a very important data point for us to coordinate our scarce resources. There's also been a set of pilots around 21st century soft and employability skills. So, you know, it was mentioned before, the skills for you to be ready day one, for students to be ready day one are critical skills. And so we want to make sure that these skills are incorporated and embedded so that every student's coming out can hit the ground running on the workplace. And so 21st century skills, that curriculum, those modules are already available. Third is this concept of work-based learning. As you know, the most competitive individuals for a job interview is one who not only has formal training, but they have job experience. So to the extent that every student can walk out of our colleges with having had a work-based learning experience or internship or co-op, that student is going to be much more competitive in that interview. And then we are also rolling out a set of programming around called Innovation Maker 3. And this is to build creative economy skills around critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication. These are fungible skills that you can move sector to sector, industry to industry, employer to employer, and they will always be valued. So we're going to provide these opportunities for colleges to engage on these Innovation Maker 3 grants, and we hope your colleges will participate. And particularly interesting is that we need championship between a CTE faculty and a STEM faculty at every campus that is interested in participating. And then kind of lastly, would like to encourage all our colleges, our faculty, and our administrator to continue to think regionally, because we need our students to be portable. To be able to coordinate our courses. Where can they be common? And then how can also we create specialties at different colleges? Because students have the ability and do swirl around our institutions. And so to the extent that our curriculum is set up so that students can move around, it is creates more options for our students. And so all of these things that I mentioned in terms of use of data, in terms of work-based learning, in terms of building the skills that employers want, these are amongst the elements of the 25 strong workforce recommendations that were adopted by the Board of Governors this last year, with the intent that we needed to close the gap on 1 million more credentials, industry valued credentials needed by California in the middle skill area. I'm delighted that the governor has put $200 million in the budget in a strong workforce program line item in order to support the implementation of these recommendations. We're also carrying a set of regulation changes and bills in order to support the implementation. So we're moving nicely along there. We are moving into an era of co-investment by industry and by education. I remember one of my industry advisors said, and he came from the electric vehicle area, he said, if you're teaching electric vehicle and hybrid, that's already 10-year-old technology. And we used to have the luxury of having a 25-year cycle before the next technology change. And he said, if you're teaching that, and you're teaching 10-year-old technology, now it's about hydrogen fuel. But it's not even first generation, it's third generation hydrogen fuel, and it's evolving every 2 years. So we're going to be challenged, instead of serially speaking with employers, we need to just work together so that we're co-designing as we go, so that we're building the skills that in students that employers want. So I just wanted to really thank you for inviting me down here. California definitely needs a strong workforce, and it looks like this area is doing all the right things to build its regional economy. So I look forward to joining you for later today. Thank you.
Well, good morning as well. By my calculations, I think I have about minus 20 minutes to speak. Is that right? David. Okay. All right, so I think I'm between you and the break. And I gave Brandon the option. I'm entirely fine with just zeroing out my time and go right to break. But he told me that I can't do that totally, but I'll make you a deal. 5 to 6 minutes. How's that? And I hold my deals. I like them. So I got my timer, and I'll put my 5 to 6 minutes, and then you're going to have a break. I got to really shorten that bio. I don't know how you got that bio. I'll talk to my staff about that. My career is way less interesting than the doctor said, but thank you for that, because I think I'm going to speak shorter than my bio was expressed to you. The tuba playing, yeah, okay. I love the tuba. Okay, well, so just a couple things. First of all, congratulations to every one of you. I mean, this is the hard work. It's way easier to stay in your own places and then to come together as a cross-sector group of educators and business leaders and students. It's pretty messy work. It doesn't feel clear, but I think that should tell you you're on the right track. And if any of you get a chance to thank Vaughn personally, please do it. This task force that was referenced was amazing in California's history, and it was so effective, it drew the governor to put $200 million in the budget. For the students, that's a big deal. This governor is the most fiscally conservative Democrat we've ever seen. The guy does not spend money on a cup of coffee. So that he put $200 million in the state budget at this point is remarkable, and it's largely because of Vaughn and the leaders that she attracted around her to put together the plan. So you guys are really well poised. You should cash in on a lot of the good work you're doing and get the next wave of money. But you have to challenge yourself to be even better at what you're trying to do. So I think that's going to be the key, is you're in a good position, but be, as the doctor said, have even more courage, because you got to go to the next level of collaboration. So let me just say that, I found my way to logistics really accidentally. How many industry partners do we have in the room right now? Raise your hand really high, just kind of curious. Okay, well, thank you. And yeah, we're over there too. You don't promote yourself very well. You guys are, because you're here, but I mean, when I got an MBA from USC, I didn't know what the word logistics meant. I didn't really know anything about that whole industry at all. And they came and interviewed me, and I thought I was talking to a food service distribution company. It was called CFS Continental, and I didn't even really know what they did either. But I just wanted an interview for the position. There was a position management trainee. I thought, whoa, it sounds like what I want. And I kind of stumbled into the business, and I really didn't know what I was going to get into. And then I learned that this is a spectacular industry. It had jobs up the wazoo, and it had every possible job in the rainbow. finance, marketing, operation. I mean, you're going to see a lot of these jobs, so make sure you learn, students, the whole range of these jobs. Whatever you think you know about it, you're going to be shocked that you didn't know hardly a tiny speck of what the industry is. And it's changing and growing every day. You're going to see the numbers, and they kind of will make your head spin, but believe me, if you lived in a 500 population town in the middle of the country, it would make a big difference than being here in LA and what I'm going to say. We are the global trade capital of the world. We own the 21st century. I mean, embrace that. That's a big deal. It's cool. I think what the LA Chamber says, 40% of all the goods come through our 2 ports. So think of us, we're like the loading dock of the United States of America. Think about that. That's a big deal. Now, once the stuff comes off the dock, it has to go to its home. And that's logistics, right? Getting it all the way to here or from here across the ocean, but then in all the different modalities, getting to you as a consumer. That's a gigantic industry. So it's unlimited potential. I got promoted and paid way too much. What can I say? I did. I was shocked because the opportunities were just everywhere. If I put my head down and I worked and I followed the 4 words that our president said, doors opened for me that I couldn't even imagine. I had opportunities thrown at me, scared the living daylights out of me. But it was amazing and fun, and I got to retire young because of it. So it's a great sector. Enjoy it. Today you're going to have a chance to meet people. Make sure you don't hang out with your buddies, and I mean that to the faculty too. This is a good day for you to learn a lot more colleagues in the room. So students, learn from other students and other schools, but from your faculty and from these corporations. And I say that to every single one of you. And that's, sort of obvious, but yet we're all a little inhibited, right? Except for maybe there's a few super extroverts here. But for most of us, that's what we do is we hang out with the people we know. Don't do that today. For students, find some internships today. They're growing all over the place. You just have to go get them. And for faculty, get some externships for yourself. Find something this summer to do in one of these employers, and you'll enjoy it. Colleges, just work together more. The private sector wants to work with you, but you're not making it easy when you ask us to be on 16 different panels. Like Southwest wants your panel, and East wants yours, and then Cal State Dominguez, and then 16 high schools want it. And we want to help you. We want to do link learning. We want to do career pathways, but we're not going to come to 16 different panels. Now, if you had one integrated panel, which you're sort of doing here, we'll come to that if you keep it on time. Now, remember too, I'm now 1 minute. I'm now 1 minute ever in my red zone. I want to acknowledge that. Because business people, this is for the faculty, they're time maniacs. The saying money equals time, it's real for a business person. They equate money directly to getting customers and making profit, and that's what they're paid to do. So when you have meetings that start late and end late, they aren't coming. So just keep that really focused. In fact, my final advice would be don't hold meetings. Just connect with employers. You don't have to have meetings to have employers connected with you. In fact, your best meetings will be the unmeeting because there's other ways to have virtual connectivity. Like the platform I think Santa Ana talked about. I mean, build platforms and let business people connect on their time, at their convenience, in their modality, and then you will be amazed at how they'll show up. So with that, I think I'll turn it back over to our host. Nice to be here today. Thank you.